Hello everyone, my name is Aman Kumar Singh and my roll number is 20MT30002 from section 15 IIT Kharagpur. I welcome you to my video on DIY assignment 2 project. So the topic of my project is implementing inverse kinematics using servos. Before starting, let me give you a brief technical description. Robotic arms or robotic hands are becoming really important in terms of automation and manufacturing process. Even the cars that we see right now are made using robotic arms. In an ideal robotic arm, we give it the coordinates of the destination where it has to manipulate and it automatically goes to that position. The maths behind is actually governed by the concept of forward and inverse kinematics. So let us proceed forward to understand more about it. So here I have taken a basic robotic arm with two joints and two links, which is in two-dimension plane. Here we can attach two servos here and here. And according to the phi and theta it makes with x-axis, we can reach to the position x and y. So the entire problem of inverse kinematics boils down to one question. If we are given x comma y, then how can we find out angle 1 or angle 2? Also, there is a relation between theta, phi, and angle 1 and angle 2. So if we are trying to find out angle 1 and angle 2, we can automatically find out theta and phi. So in order to solve these kinds of problems, there's one particularly famous algorithm which is known as Denavit-Hartenberg algorithm, or it is also known as a DH analysis. So using that, we can easily find out the angle 1 and angle 2, and thus we can find out theta and phi. We just have to give the command to the servos to rotate at an angle phi and theta respectively in order to reach that point. So here I have done the whole analysis. So I have calculated the DH parameters and I have found out the DH matrix, and these are just the calculation. After doing all these calculations, we arrive at a relation between the position and the angle made by these servos. So here C12 represents cos of angle 1 plus angle 2, C1 represents cos of angle 1, S12 represents sine of angle 1 and angle 2, and so on. But here we have, during our analysis, I have taken a special case A1 equal to A2 equal to L. So that ensures that the length of these links are always equal. After I did trigonometric elimination on these two equations and considering a special case where x is greater than equal to 0, we arrive at two expression, angle 2 equal to cos inverse x square plus y square divided by 2l square minus 1, and angle 1 is equal to tan inverse x by y minus tan inverse sine of angle 2 up divided by 1 plus cos angle 2. So we can clearly see that we have found out the angle 2 and angle 1. So we can easily find out theta and phi using the relation which was given above here. So we can use phi equal to angle 1 plus angle 2 and theta equal to angle. Now let us see the actual implementation of robotic arm on Tinkercad or using inverse kinematics. Here I have two potentiometer for x-axis and y-axis which acts as an input, and it is connected to analog pin A0 and A1 respectively. Then I have two servos for theta and phi which are connected to PWM pin 9 and PWM pin 10 respectively. To understand the logic that I have implemented, let us see the block diagram of this. So here first I have set the length 200. This length is the length of the link which I have taken. Then I have taken two variable x and y for x-axis and y-axis input respectively, which reads the input from the analog pin A0 and A1. I have also scaled it down by a factor of 10 in order to have a better reading. Then here you can see that I have set angle 2 as x square plus y square divided by 2 square minus 1, and I've taken cos inverse of that. So these two blocks are only for the implementation of inverse kinematics, so it's all mathematical. Then after that I have taken theta which is equal to angle 1 and phi which was equal to angle 1 plus angle 2. Since angle 1 and angle 2 were in radians, I have converted them into degrees. and then after that I have rotated the servo accordingly to theta and phi. Then I've also printed it to the serial monitor for debugging purpose. So now let us run the simulation here. So you can see it has automatically moved because I have already set the position of potentiometer. So on moving this potentiometer, we can clearly see both of them are moving. That is quite obvious because the position of end effector is determined by the position of those two servos. So as we are changing the potentiometer value, the servos are rotating accordingly. Here the simulation in Tinkercad is not intuitive at all because it is moving, it seems that as if it's moving in random direction. So in order to have a better visualization, I have also created a Python program, and I have used the same mathematical formula that was used, that is angle 2 equal to x square plus y square divided by 2l square minus 1 and so on. I have also taken two cases for x greater than 0 and x less than 0 so that it can cover the whole circle. For demonstration purpose, I have used Arduino Nano with an encoder, which is a replacement for potentiometer, as I didn't have any potentiometer at that point of time. So it can work in a similar manner. Now let me just run the program. Yeah, here we go. And so we can see a window. Let me change the value of length. This length is actually the length of the link which we have taken. So I'll take 100 because that's what we have taken during our Tinkercad simulation. And now let me rotate this encoder. So as of now, I'm changing only the Y values, and on pressing the encoder has a button, so I can switch it to X-axis mode. Currently it's in Y-axis mode, so it's only changing the Y-axis. So you can see I'm changing the X-axis now after pressing the button. So again I'll press, and then it will, change the Y-axis. And I can also change the color of the pattern which is being made. And again, let me just rotate it. Yep. So as you can see, I can again see a new color pattern being made. If I want, I can also save this pattern. So I just have to press S and it will save the design that I have made. And I can also press C to clear all the design that I've already made. In order to close the program, I just have to press Q and it will automatically close the program. So I'm pressing Q now. Thanks. Now I'll show you the design which I saved earlier. So as you can see, we have successfully saved the design. Thank you.